Hi, I'm E.T. Lewis and welcome back to my channel, back with another nocturnal review. And a quick little note. So this video is being filmed in March. I just finished reading this book earlier this evening, and I thought, you know what? This would be a perfect video for June. And be it could be a Pride Month review. So I decided, you know what, let's film it now while the book is fresh in my mind, and I'll just put it up in June. So here we are. So we're going to pretend it's June, which when this video goes up it is, so no pretending on your part, just mine. So this book is a gothic romance, and it came out a couple of years ago, so I'm going to go ahead and read the synopsis. Usually I'll either write my own or just wing it. But I wasn't really sure how I wanted to go about, summarizing the book, so I thought, here, I'll read the synopsis, and then I'll talk about the book a little bit. Alright, so this book is The Wife in the Attic, a gothic romance by Rose Lerner. It's book one of Rye Bay, and I think it's going to be a duology. I'm assuming by the time this video comes out, the second book has not come out or has been announced, but who knows. So here is what the synopsis says. Golden Grove's towers and twisted chimneys rose at the very edge of the peaceful Weald, a stone's throw from the poisonous marshes and merciless waters of Rye Bay. Young Tabby Palethorpe had been running wild ever since her mother grew too ill to leave her room. I was the perfect choice to give Tabby a good English education, thoroughly respectable and far too plain to tempt her lonely father, Sir Kit, to indiscretion. I knew better than to trust my employer with the truth about my past, but knowing better couldn't stop me from yearning for impossible things, to be Tabby's mother, Sir Kit's companion, and Golden Grove's new mistress. All that belonged to poor Lady Palethorpe. Most of all, I burned to finally catch a glimpse of her. Surely she could tell me who cut the strings on my guitar, why all the doors inside the house were locked after dark, and whose footsteps I heard in the night. So, obviously from the title and stuff, this is a reworking, reimagining, retelling of Jane Eyre, very much with, the governess coming to the house, growing a fondness for the master of the house, and taking care of this, little girl, and the mysterious wife in the attic, who's locked away. Now, this book does depart from the Jane Eyre setup, though, in that, this is not really a spoiler since... Oh, well, I guess I forgot to mention, this is a... why did I choose this for Pride Month? It's a FF, female romance, and I've never read one of those before, so this was my very first. And I've been meaning to read, something that was an FF romance, and this finally gave me the opportunity. And I heard some interesting things about this one, and I became very intrigued, especially being a big fan of Jane Eyre. There's two other Jane Eyre retellings I'd very much like to read, and I have them. And who knows, maybe I'll get around to reading one or both of those. So it departs, of course, so anyway, how does this book depart from the Jane Eyre narrative? Well, there are a few ways. Of course, the main way is that she does eventually, and obviously since it's an FF romance, I mean, clearly she does, so this is not really a spoiler, that she does get to meet the lady of the house, Lady Palethorpe, whose name is Jael, and I love that name, actually. I think that's absolutely beautiful, is Jael. she meets her, and all these ideas that she's grown up in her mind about the mysterious lady of the house and all these little clues and incidents, she's created this picture, and this picture is nothing that she had imagined. Which throughout the book, I kept thinking to myself, no, don't think that. You don't know the whole story. I mean, you know, clearly, if you've read Jane Eyre, you know of what happened in that book, and you know the whole thing about the mad wife in the attic. If you've not read Jane Eyre, spoiler alert, right there. You know what's going on. Well, things are a little different because this character is known, and of course she ends up meeting her, and she begins to learn much more about Lady Palethorpe and the relationship with Lady Palethorpe and her daughter, Christabel, or Tabby, as they call her, Tabby. And much more about, you know, not just Jael, but the other characters in the book, which I'm going to defer from saying who they are. I knew this review was going to have a little bit of spoilers, because it's the only way I could talk about it. But there are a lot of things I'm just not going to say. So, so we have, you know, I mean, this is a modern Gothic romance. It was written a couple of years ago. It doesn't take place in the modern day. It takes place in the 1800s. So our female character, she does have a strength about her that many of earlier Gothics from nowadays didn't start out with. But she does have room for growth and development for sure, and becoming an even stronger character as the book progresses. And the house and the characters, the situation does change her. So that aspect is, she goes through quite a transformation. That aspect is retained. It's just slightly evolved, but it's not evolved too much like in instances like in Mexican Gothic. For instance, where the main character's, she's a strong woman, young woman, and she doesn't go through too much of a transformation. She remains pretty much the same strong, resilient character that we met at the beginning. But by the way, the main character in this book, her name is Deborah Oliver. So what did I rate this book? I gave it 5 stars, or, we'll give it pride flags, because it's going to be a Pride Month review. It is very well written, kind of an emotional roller coaster with a lot of sadness, emotional scenes. We really get deep into the main character, Deborah Oliver's mindset, and her thoughts on pretty much everything and everybody. So anyway, that is my review. I hope that by the time this video is going up, that everybody's having a great June and has had a great first half of your year. Sorry, I had to stop and think about that one. And I hope everybody's staying safe, staying spooky, and summer's on the way. So I will see you all very soon with another video. Stay safe, stay spooky, and happy June, happy Pride Month, everybody. Until next time, bye-bye.